So watching that back, do you feel any differently about Paul, or is he still your little bitch boy leeching off of your success?
Well, two things can be true at once.
Welcome to the official House of Villains podcast, where we're serving full frontal cunning, unfaithfulness, narcissism, and treachery. I'm your host, Tyson Apostol. Spoilers ahead for episode 4, so watch that first if you haven't already, and then come back here to devour this episode with the mouth-watering slice of cake that is Plain Jane.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Round of applause,
Thank
everybody.
you. Yes.
Of course. That was quite the tongue twister at the end there, but you made it work.
I wanted to learn more about you before we get into this episode.
I'm sure you did.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
You're a villain.
Yeah, hell
on
yeah.
House of Villains.
Absolutely.
Where do you get your villainness from?
Well, genes are passed down from parents to offspring.
Okay. you inherited it?
Totally. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so my parents are both from Russia.
Yeah.
And I feel like I grew up with very blunt Russian parents.
Yeah. Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, and they were a little harsh. They were very straightforward.
They tell you like it is.
They tell you like it is. There is no sugarcoating.
Right.
And there's no pussyfooting around like with some American parents, in my experience, at least. I would grow up, I would go to my friends' houses and I'd be like surprised. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys have like hot water and like, amenities, like first world amenities.
You
like,
didn't have hot water growing up?
No. No. So I just feel like the cold, harsh environment in which Russian environment, full of like hostility and just like cold, just the cold, it just made me, it turned me into a villain.
So I'm curious then, do you think you were a villain on Drag Race?
Well, I'll do the Jewish thing and throw it back at you with the same question. Do you think you were a villain on Survivor?
In the moment, I did not think I was a villain on Survivor. Watching the fan reaction as it aired on TV, I understand.
Okay.
But when I was living in the moment, I was like, I'm doing things right. Everyone's going to love this. I'm hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And then watching the edit and the things I said and how they were pieced together, it was very polarizing for the audience.
Would you believe it if I told you I feel the exact same way, verbatim?
I would.
About my portrayal on Drag Race. In the moment, I was like, this is fierce.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty gorgeous princess, and yeah, I'm beefing with some of these contestants, but everyone's going to take my side because I'm gorgeous, I'm stunning, I'm correct, I'm funny.
Yes.
And all of these like trolls are like, they ain't shit. They're literally, I would beef with people and then they would leave. They would get the boot immediately. So I really felt like I was steering the ship. So I was like, this is great. Like I didn't see myself as a villain. I was like, I'm the protagonist of the season.
You'll be beloved by all.
I will be beloved by all.
Yeah.
And then when the season started airing and I was gauging the fans' reaction to it, the social media storm of it all happened. I was like, oh, okay, all right. So I'm actually very polarizing.
Yeah.
Like some people loved and some people couldn't fucking stand. So there was no really way for me to gauge that during the show because of my delusion, maybe, or I don't know.
I mean, I think it's storytelling partly. You obviously said the things you said. But is the context and timing different in the edit?
Right.
Who knows? Did you embrace that immediately as it was happening, or was there a part of you that was mortified?
There was a part of me that was a little mortified. My immediate reaction, my immediate response was not positive. I didn't like it because right off the bat, episode 1 of Drag Race, it started. I immediately caught the hate train. Like I immediately caught it on social media, and it was kind of like Oh, like I was like so excited for my TV debut, and I was at like a viewing party, and then it aired and people seemed to enjoy it, the ones that were present with me, and then I went on my phone and I saw this barrage of just like, oh fuck this bitch, like she's like crazy, she's like sucks, like she's talking all this trash, but she's like she ain't even shit. And I was like, "Oh my God, like, what have I done? Like, people hate me." But
I've been there.
but then you kind of take a step back.
Yeah.
You take a step back, especially if you have like a solid support system around
Right,
you.
for sure.
They kind of ground you, and look, you're not a terrible person. Give it time, and people will have their strong emotions towards you and your edit in the moment, but ultimately, like, you did the best thing for your longevity in this industry because you're a star. You're memorable. People are talking about you more than they're talking about anybody else.
Right.
So, I found that even though I generated a lot of this like really um divisive and like crazy discourse during my run, it's paid off. It's really paid off. So like once you kind of get over that initial hurdle of like, oh my God, so many eyes are on me and they're all seemingly saying bad things, you take a step back and you're like, I'm playing the long game and I'm doing exactly what I should be doing. And you know what? People are gonna come around and they're gonna love me. That's exactly what happens, honey.
Your favorite villain's favorite villain has arrived.
So you get into the house, and I
Yeah.
watched you get very excited over Drita.
Right.
So you knew Drita. Who else were you excited about? Who did you know? Who did you were you familiar with?
So the only two people really that I knew of prior to coming in and were Drita and New York.
Okay.
I recognized Drita, and I was happy to at least see somebody that I recognized, because prior to Drita's entrance, I didn't recognize a single
Tom
person there.
Sandoval, the most infamous.
I know, not even Tom. I'm just so in the dark on like reality TV. Like I
Okay.
really could not be arsed. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I had never seen Vanderpump Rules. I watched a few episodes of Vanderpump Rules recently for the first time ever, and I was like, wow, fascinating. Was I a little bored? Yeah.
Okay.
Reality TV bores me, but it was fascinating for me to like finally see where Tom got his start, you know? But yeah, no, I didn't know of really anybody except for New York and Drita. New York obviously is the queen of reality TV, and she like has transcended reality stardom at this point. Like
Yeah.
she's kind of, even if you don't know anything about reality TV, you still know who New York is. So, but yeah, other than that, I really did not know anybody, and I really wish that they just kept our phones the entire time.
I do too.
I walked in, didn't know who anybody was, like didn't really care. Got my phone, immediately looked everybody up and was like, "Oh, like these are actually like big reality stars that have been in the game for a long time. Like they have a big fan base, a lot of followers." So I immediately got in my head about that, and I was like, "Well, now I have something to gain from these people, and now I need to like, be friends with this person and be friends with this person, instead of just focusing on organically getting to know them and playing the game as it came,
It changes it into a meta game where
Totally.
you're playing outside the game for future opportunity. And I
Exactly.
understand that too. And I totally get that. I think when you have like a weird respect for somebody, you can play worse against them because you
Yeah.
have this, you put them on a pedestal already, and then it's harder to beat them.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's like really interesting take.
Yeah.
And let's get into the episode.
Let's do it.
Let's start with the aftermath of the explosive hit list ceremony.
Totally. Yeah.
You came for the supervillain a little bit, Johnny, but
I
you
did, yeah.
really laid into Paul.
It's shocking to me that you would put me here. I thought that we had a thing, considering I've been such a good friend to you.
We did this since before I got this shit.
If you want to get loud, you want to get over.
Yeah, no.
your heavy metal death cult aesthetic is all to disguise the fact that you're a little bitch. You're a bitch
period.
boy.
Hold on. Plain Jane.
You're heavy metal. No.
Listen.
No.
Okay.
I'm not listening to you. You don't get to speak.
Okay.
You're a liar.
Period.
You disgust me. You're hideous.
You're the one wearing a mask.
Never leech off of my success, bitch. You fucking leech. Never.
I was so, I guess I was angry at Paul in the moment. I was disappointed because listen, the game is hard, man. You don't know what decisions to necessarily make in the moment. And, I thought that until that point, I thought that I was making all the right calls. You know what I mean? That pizza box came. And of course, I think
that changed the trajectory of the game a bit, for sure.
Totally. I think that the three of us, you, me, and Paul, had an opportunity to grab that hand. But, my mentality was just like we all had the opportunity to pull that lever, but you ended up doing it that very first episode. I feel like my strategy, I was like, don't make any big, brash, bold moves like this early in the game, because don't make waves quite yet, because you'll coast along, and then once things start getting to the wire, then you'll sort of ramp it up. But that didn't serve me very well, because it's just the unpredictable nature of the game. Right. So like, you don't clearly, like, any day could be your last, which and it was. So if I could change one thing, it would just be to like go for it, be a little bit more
just
brave.
go hard
just go hard, and not like try to play a more subdued game from the sidelines, because you never know what's going to happen.
Paul did promise to help you, and you had this kind of sweet moment,
Sure.
where you talk about not being one of the guys and being an outlier. And what was that all about?
Yeah, I mean, it's, again, like, when you're there, it's, you feel like you're sort of in control, but you're not. You're only sort of like, you only know what conversations you're having. You don't know what conversations everybody else is having. You may try to align yourself with certain people, but like, who are those people aligning themselves with? You know what I mean? So, and I thought Paul and I were close.
You were close. I'm watching this on TV. I'm realizing you are close.
Yeah, totally. And I thought that, you sort of like seek out real connections, like, who can I have like real interactions with, and who is giving me like a slice of life, a slice of themselves, like how they are outside of television. So, and I feel like Paul and I like connected on that level. So I thought, like, on a very real level, like, Paul wouldn't, even if he had the hand, he would do everything in his power for me not to be up.
Having the hand, he should have some power to actually protect you.
Well, yes, he should in fact have a lot of power, because the way that it was put was
they had to agree to it.
They had to agree to it. So I guess, yeah, I don't know. It just fell through, I guess. I think that what happened is that, Paul obviously had other things at stake, other alliances. So in his mind, he probably only felt like he could only advocate for me to an extent. And because Johnny was giving him so much pushback, he was like, well, I mean, I'm technically allied with these people too. So I guess this is just how the cookie is going to have to crumble if I want to last in the game and like be on all of these people's good side. So I get it. I get that.
Did you have any feeling you were going up, or was it a total blindside?
I had a little bit. I mean, I was hoping that it wouldn't be me, but I wasn't surprised that I did go up. I honestly, from the moment that Johnny won Supervillain, I kind of like saw the writing on the wall a little bit and was like, okay, I might be screwed. Like, if it was anybody else, I feel like I would have stood a much better chance. But I just don't think Johnny was like a smart player. Like, I don't think he was a smart player. I don't think he was engaged. And I think he was just like, I would have assumed that he was just going to put up whoever he's like not friends with. And I just happened to be one of those people. So I was like, fuck, like, really worst case scenario happened. Johnny was supervillain, and there was no way that I could really climb out of that situation, even though I really tried. I had a private conversation with Johnny. I was like, hey, I know me and you haven't really, you know, gotten along per se. Like, we haven't been buddy, but, I'm here for my own reason. And if if you make it to the finale, I'm going to give you my vote.
That was really a good sales pitch. He did.
I
You
thought
could
so.
see him
Totally.
like,
Totally.
should I do this? And if you're making that pitch to me on day 4, I'm not buying it for anything.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't work for me. Johnny already had Endgame. Jackie was out. That's it. And he's thinking Endgame is absurd to me.
Right. Right. But, I feel like I knew that could probably sway him a little bit because
Yeah.
he was giving that whole spiel about how he was there for his daughter. And I feel like he really saw himself at the end. So I felt like that's the only card that I could throw to convince him.
Right. Paul did really try, though. Back in episode 3, we see him really try to convince Johnny to protect you.
Mm-hmm.
We have a clip of that. Can we watch that back real quick?
Sure.
Johnny keeps going back and forth. I need to be glued to this man and continue whispering in his ear, take the shot at Tom.
Please, let us finish this conversation. I hear you.
I'm gonna tell you straight up, if we put Plain Jane up, we are fucking our game up to save his. There's no way I'm doing that, bro.
I don't want to throw down Plain either.
Plain Jane going up is so bad. It is so not the right move. But how do you tell a cocky testosterone man that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about?
So watching that back, do you feel any differently about Paul, or is he still your little bitch boy leeching off of your success?
Well, two things can be true at once. And that leeching off of my success comment, it may have seemed a little out of context in the show, but we had a conversation about how we would potentially collaborate on music after the show, and just collaborate in some way in general. So I was like, the point of that was like, all that is out the window now. But you know what? Offer is back on the table, Paul. Mommy's not mad at you. Mommy's not mad at you, baby. Paul is a little bitch boy objectively, but I really appreciate the effort that he put in to stick up for me. That was really, really sweet. It's just, unfortunately, Johnny was super villain, and I feel like Tom was, on his side of the house, and really, I don't think Tom played a great game, to be honest. But, at least he made it further than I did. So, hey, it was better than mine. So kudos to Tom for, befriending Johnny.
I fuck with Johnny, Johnny fucks with me. It's the best place to be right now.
Let's get into the redemption challenge. Know thy enemy. What was your chin-focused strategy there? What was your strategy in general? Were you touching everyone's chin? Is that
Totally. Yeah. The chin is the eyes of the face.
The chin is the eyes of the face.
Totally.
I've never heard that before. Is that in the Bible?
It's a Russian proverb.
I'll have to keep that in mind more as I go through life and just see if that is true.
Yeah, please do.
What was the strategy there? Was there any real tales? What were you feeling for?
Well, obviously most of the men had facial hair.
Yeah.
And Ashley.
Which was crazy because she had a little moment off camera where she was upset that production wasn't giving her as long to prepare as the other girls.
Oh.
So she was already feeling.
I probably sealed my fate there even more when I accidentally mistook Ashley for a man at first.
Not only you.
Oh, really?
Not only you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think New York, maybe Kate. There were definitely 2 of the 3 of you that guessed she was Tom.
She was Tom at first.
At first.
It was the things too. You could feel the filler under the skin.
Okay. Go on.
Yeah, I mixed up. I got all the guys correct. So did New York and Kate, but I mixed up all the girls because what threw me was the freaking Ashley's chin hair, because I was like,
You're trying to guess which girl has chin hair now.
Exactly. And I was like, you know what? Maybe the one with chin hair is Drita, because
She's the oldest.
older women
Yeah.
tend to spot a little, tend to grow a little hair.
It's a beautiful natural thing for mammals to sprout hair on their face,
Yeah.
on their bodies, wherever. Let's talk about Plain's titty party.
Let's do
It
it.
originally started as a dick party, but you turned it into a boob party.
Totally.
They couldn't play it on air because of licensing, but what was the song that you were actually stripping to?
It was I really want to say Sissy That Walk by RuPaul, but no, it was Let There Be Love by Christina Aguilera. It was Let There Be Love.
Take it off, mama! Take it off! Don't hit nobody!
Live your dreams. Live your dreams.
And not only my bare titties made an appearance, but Ashley
Yes,
as
yes,
well.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Did you have to look away? Like, were you concerned in that moment, like what your wife might think? If
I
she...
don't think my wife is intimidated by Ashley. I think it's totally fine, to be
shit.
honest.
Shit. Ashley Mitchell, you ain't fucking shit on fucking Tyson's wife, okay? She doesn't see you, baby. She doesn't see you with your hairy fucking chin.
Okay.
And your botched tits.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
not
my words. His wife said that.
No, nobody
Tyson's wife said that.
She was already aware of Ashley's reputation. And so I think it was like, whatever, that's probably going to happen.
I see.
She follows Johnny upstairs, and they have what you call a cougar cub party.
Yeah.
Johnny and Ashley trying to get it on in their bedroom. Paul is there.
Trying.
Let's watch the clip.
Boss, you can't resist this shit, baby.
Do y'all want me to leave? I don't want to see this grab ass between my roommates. I don't want to be in the splash zone.
What I wanted to point out is if there's two people in a bed next to me about to have sex, I'm leaving immediately. I'm not like, hey guys, do you want me to leave? I don't know. Should I leave or should I not leave? Like, if the invite was there, is Paul staying? I say yes.
I say yes.
I think he was fishing for an invite.
I agree.
Like, two people are having sex next to you and you ask him 3 or 4 times before you leave if you should leave.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted in. Where would he have fit? In the middle?
Great intuition. Yeah, totally. Ooh, wait. I mean, it's kind of hot for me to think about, but then I think about Ashley's role and I'm immediately like turned off.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let's get to the banishment ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
You exit.
Devastating.
How are
Horrible.
you feeling going into this? Are you feeling like your chances are good? Are you feeling dead in the water? What was going through your mind?
Well, okay. So ultimately, going into this banishment ceremony, I did what I could. I talked to everybody in the house. I'm hoping everybody in the house that I've talked to, they've been brief conversations, but, everyone's been like, yeah, I like you. Yeah, I'll keep you. Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, I can't do anything else.
You can't do anything more.
No, I
You got
can't-
the most answer you're going to get from
Right.
people.
Exactly. So I don't know what they're actually thinking, but all I have is their word. That's literally all I have. So I'm like, well, I gotta stay optimistic, I guess. I'm in the shit situation. I'm in the bottom with New York,
Yep.
the queen of reality TV, and New York, was also kind of throwing me was New York was like so like nonchalant about it, and so like whatever. I feel like maybe she either knew she was probably safe, or if she wasn't, she could give a shit. She could give a rat's ass.
Right.
So whatever. I was trying to go in there with like some optimism. You know what I mean?
I want to talk about your final plea because it was very heartfelt, very sincere.
Mhm.
I could feel it standing on the stage. I was like, oh. And it's kind of similar to what Jackie's plea was, where it was like, I needed this, the house needed this. Maybe half an hour ago? Like right now, this moment, like you did say it to people, but that plea was like extra. For me, it was extra like
I guess I see what you mean.
an extra
Yeah,
pop.
I see what you mean.
You made me feel comfortable enough in my skin to lower my walls. You know, my uterine walls collapsed. I'm doing this for something beyond $200,000. I'm doing this for the little boy that was, you know, picked on for being different.
All right now.
So I implore you tonight, villains, please do not take my dream away from me.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
That was beautifully said. I respect it, for real.
I don't even know if I get what you're saying, but I don't even know if, you know, saying what I said on that stage, you know, half an hour ago
Would have mattered.
would have mattered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was I genuinely, I was a little bit blindsided. Like I genuinely still had my hopes up that at least some of my so-called alliances, some of the people that I formed relationships with would like would vote to keep me in, which is why when it was announced before he even said our names, he said with a vote of 5-1, I was kind of scratching my head. I was like, I feel like this could still go either way because there's no way, like I was like, there's no way that this many people voted for me to get the boot. So when I heard my name, I was gagged. I was gagged. Like I was shook. I was gooped. Of course, I was like gutted too that like my journey in the house was over so soon. I felt like my time was cut far too short. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I deserved to stay there longer. I really wanted to stay there longer too, obviously. I mean, I'm sure we all did, but I don't know. It just kind of hurt that after really like putting my heart and my pussy on the table,
Mhm.
that nobody
And
really,
your giant
and
boobs.
my giant boobs,
Yeah.
especially those, that like I don't know, nobody really cared.
We have a game for you. You need to tell us who said these. Read them out loud. Tell me who said it. You can hold the cards.
Okay, got it. Only my tits are fake. Like I'm not fake. Christine.
You got it.
Cute next to gorgeous. Gorgeous is gonna, you know, devour cute. New York.
Wow, there you go.
Russians, they have breakfast with bears. They're like, look at my pet. This one's kind of hard. I don't think I've ever said that. I feel like, is that you? No.
Someone said it to you in the house.
This is Drita.
Correct.
Russians, they have breakfast with bears.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, look at my pet.
I've made breakfast for some bears, so.
I am great at shoving things down my throat, and I love cake. Plain Jane.
Yep.
I am great at shoving things down my throat, and I love cake.
Bring a lot of energy to this next one.
Pretty much, I would let Gemma know that she is a fat cunt, and the shoes that she gave me were not something that I would particularly buy for myself. They were old maiden type of shoes, and she said that those shoes were meant to be worn on a beautiful woman. So if that's the case, she should have put them back on the rack, and she should have never even purchased them because she was unqualified to own those shoes if that's the case. And I think Gemma is just a disgrace. She's a disgrace to humanity, and she's a disgrace to women who are actually beautiful and classy, and she doesn't have the vernacular that she thinks she possesses. Somebody lied to her several times and told her that she was fly, hot, and sexy and beautiful, and she is nothing like that. She's nothing of the sort. Did I miss anything?
No.
Fuck yes.
Oh
Okay.
my God. You had that memorized.
Totally. Yeah, that was in one of my old drag mixes.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
Yeah, Tiffany is an icon.
Yeah. Plain, I'm so happy you were able to join us, talk about your villainous run on House of Villains and your villain origin story.
Yes.
Hopefully we get much more villainy from you in the future on future shows all over TV.
And you will.
Make sure to watch episode 5 of House of Villains only on Peacock next Thursday, and catch new episodes of the official House of Villains podcast dropping after every TV episode on Peacock and next day on YouTube. Or listen and click follow wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. Follow us on social @Peacock, and remember, if you can't love yourself, you might be a villain.